sec. Alright, welcome to our Daily Huddle episode number 50.
5 questions that you wanted to know and you want answers to. Tell me what your number 1 question is going to be.
Alright, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about procrastination. Now, I know that procrastination is obviously a very big deal when it comes to just business and life in general. So let me actually get the understanding and to actually feel the room out. Put into the comment box if you feel that in some sort of ways you are procrastinating in maybe in your life on needing to do something, but you just procrastinate on it, maybe in your business or maybe in your career or anything in general that you have been procrastinating all the time. Now, it is absolutely fine to actually be procrastinating, and we just have to deal with it, and I think that is very, very important. And before we deal with it, I gotta turn on my light because I'm looking, the lighting is actually pretty bad. So let me turn on my light and I am right back. Alright, so as you guys can see in today's topic, I want to talk about how procrastination can affect your business and also how to overcome it. And the reason why I actually want to speak about this topic is because I actually got someone, let me actually grab that person's name. Today in our Daily Huddle, one of the questions was about procrastination, and obviously I wanted to address it because it's actually a very important aspect that we absolutely need to look in life. So it's actually by Diana Natalie Agurl Funetz. That's a pretty long name. She asked, "Hi Fred, I absolutely love watching all of your videos. You're an inspiration. My question for you is, did you ever experience any problems with procrastination?" So let me first off tell you, okay, I'm a human, and I would bet you that majority of human beings in our planet today will somehow or in some way or form procrastinate. And I think that we just have to know that it is there. And we know that a lot of people procrastinate on a lot of stuff. Now, at the end of the day, it is fine to procrastinate, but I think one of the most important thing is you need to look at how procrastination can actually affect you. And I can tell you, it can affect you in a very, very massive way. And I actually procrastinate a lot of times too. Again, like I said, I'm just a regular human being, just like you, and I do procrastinate a lot. But how procrastination can actually affect your business is at a very large magnitude. Now, let me explain that. So, when you want to create a business and you start procrastinating on saying, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll do that later, I'll think about it, I'll start looking into it another day. When you start having that mentality in place, then you're not going to actually take action on simply making things happen. And that's why I always basically have a motto saying go, 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 or keep hustling, only because I want to remind myself not to procrastinate. And here are some life stories of mine on how procrastination obviously affect me in a very large magnitude. And I'll share some stories with you on simply where what really affect me. So obviously, for the past 2 years, you guys have seen me doing a lot of videos, doing a lot of video training. I've been coming up with softwares, and I've been coming up with like coaching programs to actually allow entrepreneurs or any individuals to actually become an entrepreneur. Now, I have been hustling for this side of the business for the last 2 years. But I gotta be honest with you, I actually procrastinated the living crap out of this business. So how this actually unfolded was, I still remember till this day, it was back in 2012, alright? I was in a room full of entrepreneurs, and as a young little Asian man kid, I was actually on a stool, and one of the person is basically kind of like laughing with his friends, like, why is this kid here? Is he here with his parents? But there's no other Asian inside the room, so he may have basically lost his way and somehow went into a masterminding group that are all filled with 7-figure entrepreneurs. But back then, obviously, I don't know what I was getting into. I just got invited to a mastermind in a private room, and then we were just talking about like media buying in general and advertising in general. And I still remember I shut up the entire time. I didn't say anything. I simply listened. And that's the best thing that you gotta do. If you are in any environment where you don't know who the other people are or what their knowledge are or what their expertise are, simply just shut up and listen to what people have to say before you actually go in. Because how you make an impact in these kind of environment is listen carefully and basically through and process the stuff that they're talking about. And if there are any missing holes that you can fill, you would actually outshine in that group. And that's what exactly I've done. I simply outshine, and all of a sudden I start talking about media buying traffic online, and everyone was like, their jaw would actually drop down to the floor, thinking that this little Asian kid thought that he was lost or went to this mastermind with his dad. All of a sudden just kept dropping some amazing knowledge. And back then, I obviously knew no one. I didn't know anything, and I was just simply working on my own business. I don't know what other people were doing, etc., etc. And I never knew where I was in my capability or in my skill set in compared to the industry. And then, I still remember, the mastermind was over, and I actually went up to 2 guys, okay? I did not mac on them, okay? I went up to 2 guys, and they basically asked me to say, hey, what are you up to tonight? And I was like, I don't know. What are you guys up to? And it's like, oh, we're going to a party at XYZ place at Vegas. And they're like, okay, I'll tag along if you don't mind. So back then, a lot of people were thinking if I was still underage and if I was actually old enough to even go into a bar. So they invited me, and I actually went there. And I started to actually talk with the person that I really wanted to talk to. And that person actually became my mentor today. And majority of you guys actually know who he is. He's actually Onyx Singal. And I still remember when I was at the party with him, there were a lot of like 7-figure entrepreneurs there. But majority of the time, it was both Onyx and I were just chit-chatting and all this other stuff. And Onyx starts to actually bring up to me and say, hey, Fred, seriously, the knowledge that you know, the things that you do, it can be turned into a business. And on the back of my head, I basically went like, did this guy eat something wrong? Or is this guy like crazy? Thinking that whatever I have in my head can actually turn into a business. And I never believed in it. I never thought it was true. And I start procrastinating about it and start basically telling myself that I cannot do it. I'll do it later. I'll worry about it later. And I seriously procrastinated for literally 3 freaking years. Okay, that's what I did. I procrastinated for 3 years until I start seeing more people in the industry. So during that time, I actually went into more events, more mastermind, and I start seeing people making a lot of money simply just selling their knowledge. So I've decided, all right, enough is enough. No more procrastination. Call Onyx and ask him for a advice and get him to be my mentor to actually start building a digital business revolving the knowledge that I simply have. And if we fast forward to today, okay, ever since I stopped procrastinating and start actually turning it into action, I generated over $10 million simply using my own knowledge. And why it affect my business or why it would affect your business is really because of 2 things. Number 1, the loss of time, and number 2, the loss of opportunity. And these 2 doesn't always come. And when it comes, you absolutely need to get a hold of it. So let's talk about loss of time. Let's be honest. No matter how much money you make, no matter how wealthy you are, you can never buy time. You cannot travel back a couple years ago and simply buy back 3 years of the time that you procrastinated. And if you actually procrastinated during that entire time and actually didn't take action, well, guess what? You lost 3 years for me, I should say, I lost 3 years of time that I can actually turn into money. If I started 3 years earlier than what I've done with this business, I think I would be easily in the $30 or $40 million mark by now. But again, I procrastinated, and it definitely affected myself and the business at the same time. All right, now, opportunity. This is a very huge one. There are so many ways for you to actually generate a profit online right now, okay? There's e-commerce, there's digital publishing, there's email marketing, there's affiliate marketing, there are selling lead generation, CPA networks. Right now, there are so many ways that you can actually start a business with just $100 in your pocket. Now, I'm pretty sure majority of you guys all know about this. Put in a 1 into the comment box if you know about this, right? You know that right now it is a great time to become an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur is cool, right? Having your own business, and there are so many content out there. There are so many trainings out there that is even free that tells you how to actually do it. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people knows about it, but they procrastinate to actually take action because they, number one, thought that they cannot do it. Number two, you're being too lazy to figure out the logistics and the technical side of things. And number three, you simply just don't want to do it. You're being lazy and you simply just don't want to take action. And because of that, what I can tell you is the following, okay? Right now, business trends will change. Right now, it is a perfect opportunity for e-commerce. As we all know, it is a perfect opportunity right now. And there's so much information out there all about e-commerce. But I bet you, okay, a year to 2 years from now, the training and the things that you are learning today may not apply to the future. Because obviously, business evolves. Trends change. And if you don't act now and start riding the wave, by the time that the changes happen, then you know what's going to happen? You are always going to be left back into square number one. However, if you actually start taking action, all right, and simply start applying what you learn and stop procrastinating, you're grabbing onto this opportunity and you're going to be ahead of the game. And if there are any changes that's going to be happening, well, guess what? Because you yourself have already bypassed the procrastination stage, you are just going to actually keep taking action from there. All right? So I think to me right now, and obviously what helped me a lot when I know that I procrastinate, I simply call myself out. I simply say, you know what, Fred, and I do that, and I just actually did this a couple days ago with like a video training that I'm supposed to actually create and give to a publisher, and I simply procrastinated the heck out of it. I didn't do it. And I'm just gonna be honest, I hope that the person that was asking me for this training is not watching this daily huddle right now. So I simply just set it aside. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I procrastinate. I become lazy. But the minute I decide and said to myself, all right, I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint, I'm going to start working on this, and the time that you set to yourself that you are going to start now, the procrastination will be gone. So you got to force yourself over that mindset on saying, you know what? I know that I'm procrastinating right now, and you have the self-awareness, knowing that you're procrastinating, then you simply say, okay, I'm just going to do it now. And when you say you do it now, it would obviously push you and start actually getting over the procrastination hump. All right? So again, like I said earlier, if you guys are procrastinating, just think back to yourself that you're going to be losing an opportunity and you're losing time at the same time. So it doesn't matter if it is running your Facebook ads or if it's setting up an e-commerce store, setting up a lead generation, whatever it is, just remind yourself that right now, if I procrastinate, I'm simply going to have a loss of opportunity and a loss of profits. And I got to do it right now, okay? Because if you have the time to procrastinate, then pretty much you have the time to actually do it. So I would highly encourage you to actually start doing it. All right, so I hope that little rant obviously helped you guys out on any of you that procrastinates a lot, and just be aware of it, okay? So, Diana actually have more questions. How do you find good quality images for free to put on your website? All the images that are free are super ugly most of the time, but I think I'm going to start making collogs. What's that word? Instead of using one plain image. Thank you for your time. Okay. So I don't know what Diana is running. I'm not sure what kind of business you're running, but when it comes to images, there are several things that you can do to actually find some good quality image, and I'm going to share some links with you guys. So the first one is pixabay.com. Pixabay.com. It is a website where you get to actually download royalty-free images for commercial use. There are some pretty amazing images in there, okay? The other one is called Pixels, Pexels.com. It's another one where you can actually find some pretty good quality, high-resolution images at the same time. Now, I do have to advise you to stay away from Google Images. There are a lot of images in Google, and they're amazing images, they're great images, but at the end of the day, some of them are going to be copyrighted. So what you gotta do, there's a secret hack, okay, inside Google. When you go Google a image, okay, what you want to do is there's an advanced feature where you can actually tick off for commercial use, like allowing commercial use. I forgot the exact term, but there's a specific check mark that will allow you to show you all the images that allow you to use for commercial. So basically having on your website, using on a product, using on a brochure, and that is absolutely going to be fine, all right? And the other thing that you need to make sure is that you find a higher pixel image. So let's say that you want to have a nice image done. Try to look for a pixel size that is over 1,000 and not really have like a small 300 by 300 pixel and then put it into like a 600 by 600 pixel place, or else that would actually affect things, all right? So that's what I would do to actually find some free and super high quality images, are using those two websites that I talked about. And on Google, make sure you actually go to the advanced settings and check off and make sure they allow you to actually use it for commercial use, okay? So I hope that helps you out. So, Yali CV. Okay, my assistant said, thought I'd throw this in here since a lot of people ask. Okay, so what's this question? Yali asked, Fred, I have followed your channel for like approximately 5 months already. I have a shop, but I have not yet able to have proper, decent sales. I would like to know if you offer consultation services and how much it is. I have been doing Facebook ads, and to be honest, nothing works so far. So I know your frustration that obviously when you start running things and it doesn't work so far, and it's actually fine. You're actually learning as you go. Now here's the deal, and for anyone that is asking right now, who would actually love consultation from me? Put in a 8 into the comment box below if you love, if there's a way that you can get consultation directly from me. That will be something that you are absolutely interested in. Okay, put in a 8 into the comment box if that is something that you guys are wanting to basically have. And oh, I got Dan De Silva joining us already. I just walked into the door typing to you. Love you, bud. I love you too, Dan De Silva. If any of you are doing any e-commerce stuff, definitely check out Dan. And he has some pretty amazing stuff coming out. So anyways, I'm actually getting a lot of people giving me an 8 right now into the comment box. So here's the answer to your question. I don't have any consultation services, so I apologize. I obviously set a trap for you guys and put you guys in and giving you guys a no. And here's the reason why I don't do any more one-on-one consultations. It's really because I need to look at my time wisely and how I invest my time. Like I said earlier, the one thing that a lot of people that cannot buy is time. So instead of me doing like one-on-one consultation, charging a couple $1,000s an hour, what I rather do is actually spend my time to do daily huddles and spend my time to actually do video training and actually just giving up to the public, and that's what I intend to do. So I know that it sucks that I don't have a consultation service for any person, but at the end of the day, I'd rather inspire more people with my daily huddles, with my video training that I have coming up, to actually invest my time in it so that you guys don't actually have to pay like thousands of dollars to actually get a one-on-one consultation. Alright, so that's what I do. Okay? But Yali, if you're saying that you're struggling with Facebook ads and it's not running, well, it's probably going to be a couple variables. Number one, it's going to be your products. Number two, it's going to be your targeting. Number three, it's going to be your ads. So you want to actually identify which of the three is really affecting and not producing results for you. All right? So moving on to the third question is by Peter Pedro Miami. Peter said, "Hello Fred, newbie here. I plan to put in place the 3x3 campaign. You use it as an example with the flashlight to start. I wanted to see if it is okay to use my website as the main focus of the campaign. My Shopify store is this, times 3 assets times 3 single item per ad set, making 9 ads. So instead of one item like the flashlight, I use my store. Thank you." So Peter, the reason why I actually have a 3x3 campaign done is there's a particular reason involved. And the way that you're proposing to me, Peter, it's not going to work. And here's the reason why. And Yali, I think this will help you out at the same time to distinguish what is the problem with your Facebook ads. So the 3x3 method, there's a particular reason why I've invented it and I start using it. And it's really because I wanted to drill down to the culprits to see if it's the product that is not selling, is it the ad that is not selling, or is it the targeting that is actually not selling. So how do I actually identify the 3 variables using the 3x3 campaign? With the 3x3 campaign, it allows me to actually sell one product. And that's what you wanted to do. You want to actually invest into one product per campaign. So let's say that I'm going to be using that survival flashlight as an example. The campaign is basically optimized on a sale of that flashlight. And from there, I will have 3 different audiences. Okay? With 3 different audiences, I wanted to see from an audience level, is it the audience that are not converting, or is it the product that is not converting? I'm just moving my head up because I want to change the sunglasses in my Instagram feed right now because I have the red one and it looks ugly. Alright, so with that, I have the main product. I have 3 different audiences, okay? And under each of the 3 audiences, I have 3 ads from different angles. So when I actually look at this, I interpret it this way. If, for any reason, the entire campaign flopped, okay? The product is not selling, it's not hitting my 4-level optimization in all 3 assets and all 9 of the ads, then it really tells me that it is simply the product that is not selling. So we can eliminate that variable right out the bat, stop it, move on to another product. Now let's say, right now, for example, if you have the campaign running and you have 3 assets, and within the 3 assets, there is actually one that is outperforming the other 2. If that is the case, then that means that your initial targeting got spot on. And you want to actually use the audience insight to see how you can actually diversify from that audience pool that is actually working for you. Okay? Now, let's say that if the case is that then you know which audience worked and which audience doesn't. Now, on a lower level with the 3 ads, so 9 ads under the 3 assets, it will tell you which ad is actually piquing interest to your audience. So you're basically having at the very top at the campaign level, you will identify if it is the product that's not selling. With the audience level, you will identify if it is basically the audience that you're targeting incorrectly, and from the ad level, it's telling you basically which ad is actually getting you traction and which ad is not. So with that, it covers the 3 main variables for you to actually succeed or not succeed with e-commerce, which is, again, product, audience, and ad. All right, and that's why there's a 3x3 method involved. Now, if you're trying to actually use the 3x3 method just for your website, then you're not going to get the precise data. You don't know what product is selling, what product is not selling. You don't know what ad copy is working, what ad copy is not working. You don't know what audience is working and what audiences are not working. So you want, and again, like I said, there's a specific reason why I have this 3x3 campaign and why I actually share it to the public on using it, because it will just quickly identify right away what message is right, what audience is right, and what product is right, and you can actually eliminate all the guesswork. All right, so I hope that helps you out. So put in the word value into the comment box if you guys actually learn something great today. Learn something that definitely help you, obviously with your Facebook ads, and to actually know what is going on. So moving on, let's see. Celtis said that I thought 3x3 came from one of your brand ambassador. Nope, I created it, so that's what I did, and then obviously my brand ambassadors keep pushing and talking about it at the same time. All right, so moving on to the fourth question of the day is by Gillian Shepard. Gillian asks, "Hi Fred, if I am already enrolled for Inbox Blueprint, is that the same as the latest email bootcamp training?" It is. So if you already enroll in the Inbox Blueprint, you can simply ignore all my emails for the next week or two. Okay? Because obviously I learned all my digital publishing and affiliate marketing stuff all from Onic and all from Inbox Blueprint. And for those of you that basically wanted to know my $10 million journey story as a digital entrepreneur, there's a link right on Facebook right now with this feed. It's a GoToWebinar link. You can sign up for our webinar tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to review how I generate over $10 million using the exact system that you're going to about to learn tomorrow, okay? Just letting you know. So, to the last question of the day is by Zarubuyan. I think I pronounced your name right. So, Zarubuyan asks, "Hi Fred, I have one problem. If my customer order 2 different products that has 2 different supplier, will these orders deliver to my customer in different time?" The answer is yes. How to decide this problem? I don't think it is a problem. Will you advise me? I don't know what I need to advise you. How to decide for you? I don't know what needs the decision. Thank you for answering. You're welcome. So, I answered your question really quick, but at the same time, let me tell you this. It is absolutely fine if your customer are going to actually receive separate shipment because it's from different suppliers. As long as your customer receives the product, that's all it matters, okay? As long as your customers received your products, and that's all it matters. Now, if a customer asks, like, why the heck am I having more than one package for my order? Then you can tell them flat out saying that because it's actually coming from a different warehouse. And that's all you gotta answer them, and they would actually understand that. Alright, so again, I don't think it's a huge problem that you have to worry about and that you have to be concerned of. Alright, so we got Karen here again with us. Hi, Karen. Alright, so other than that, Nerdy said that you are funny at pronouncing names. Hey, I tried. I'm doing my best with my name, with actually names and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. All right. So other than that, that's all I really have for today's Daily Huddle. And I seriously hope that you guys learn a thing or two. If not, let me know in the comment box right below if you did not learn a thing or two. And obviously, I'm going to actually keep doing our Daily Huddle every single day. And if it is your first time joining my Daily Huddle, on Monday to Friday, I come on live to answer 5 questions, okay? It could be anything about your business, running ads, you want an advice from me, etc., etc. And if you want your question to be featured, simply go to www.fredlam.com and head over to the Daily Huddle section. You'll find a link where you can actually submit your question, and I'll get it featured. And also, we choose to transcribe every single video that I actually have for my Daily Huddle and turn it into a FAQ search engine inside my website at fredlam.com. So if you are anxious to get your question answered and it's not your turn to get it featured in our daily huddle, all you got to do is simply head over to the fredlam.com site, do a search on your keyword, and it will tell you which episode talked about or covered which questions. All right, so other than that, that is really it for today. And my camera, I still haven't had time to actually figure this out. My camera just basically shut down on me again with that. Please click the button to activate movie shooting. So anyways, and I moved my camera a little bit. So other than that, that's really it for today. All right, I look forward on seeing you guys tomorrow. Now tomorrow, I'm actually having my webinar. So I'm having a webinar at 8 p.m. Pacific. Oh, sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So that would mean that my daily huddle will actually come on pretty late tomorrow, okay? Just a heads up for you guys. For those of you who look forward for my daily huddle, I will be coming on pretty late tomorrow, only because I'm going to be hosting a brand new workshop uncovering my $10 million blueprint as a digital entrepreneur, so you guys can actually learn from there, okay? If you want to join, link is above on Facebook if you are on Facebook right now. Other than that, I look forward on seeing you guys tomorrow, all right, at a different time, that's for sure. All right, so guys, stop procrastinating, keep hustling, just start now, okay? Whenever you know that you're procrastinating, just start doing it, and you would actually overcome that problem. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.